Welcome back to WRPL. It's the podcast where we talk about all the things we were watching, reading, playing, and listening to. My name's Ben.
And I'm Steve.
What's up, Steve?
Not much, Ben. It's good to see you again.
Yeah, welcome back. We've been kind of bad this year.
So bad.
Not keeping to a good schedule. Things happen. We get lazy. We got games to play. We got weird schedules. So you'll get what we give you. Today's episode is kind of a grab bag. We didn't communicate very well on what our main topic was going to be. I thought Steve was going to watch Tron Ares. He thought I was going to see Good Fortune. So we'll be talking about those. Also, a couple of games and shows and other such things. Let's start with a roll.
Ooh. Damn, that's a 3.
Okay. It looked like a 20 from over
I thought
here.
it was too.
All right. Between the... Oh, never mind. What is that?
That's a 6? Hang on. Yeah, it's a 6.
God, like...
Low rolls, man.
I know. If you roll high, I roll mediocre or low. If you roll low, I roll low, but maybe a little bit better. I'm never going to be able to catch up. It's really obnoxious. But I won, but we got a little bit of news. We talked about it last week face-to-face, but I want to get it on record.
Got it.
So, couple of trailers. Oh, no, actually, let's start with deaths. Diane Keaton dies at 79. R.I.P. And I was like, man, that's a real shame. And then I went through her filmography, and I haven't seen a single Diane Keaton movie.
I was just about to ask, like, what's a Diane Keaton movie you like?
The first thing that came to mind was, like, First Wives Club. But I haven't seen it. That's just what I know she's in. And looking at, like, Jack and Diane and all these things, I have not seen anything she's in except I think she did voice work for an animated movie. But, you know, does that really count? Yes, it does. But,
yeah, let me see if I've seen anything.
I don't, like, she's in a ton of
291 things. God damn.
Cut around all this.
Yep. Oh, she was in The Young Pope. I heard that was good. She was a voice in Finding Dory.
Finding Dory, so that's what it was.
But doesn't really count.
Yeah, she's not one of the main people. Was she Dory's mom?
Said her name was Jenny. Whoever Jenny was.
Jenny from Finding Dory, you know.
Yeah.
It's just kind of crazy that I could see nothing from this person and know exactly who she is, what she looks like, her style of acting. Like, she's not unfamiliar to me, but I just have not seen anything she's in.
Yeah, I'm in the 80s and I haven't seen anything yet. It's like there's things like I feel like I kind of want to see, like Annie Hall,
sure,
Best Picture winner, Manhattan. I hear is a classic.
Yeah.
Godfather Part 3. Like she's got stuff on her filmography, but it's all stuff like I'll get to it later.
She's in like all the Godfathers, I believe. And
oh, yeah. Actually, yeah. Sorry,
I didn't realize of all the celebrities that are in those movies, you know. And I haven't seen Godfather.
Me neither.
But
which I know is a shame. But
I know we're fake fans. But I've never heard that come up of all the people. Diane Keaton's in it. So yeah. R.I.P. Another death was Drew Struzan, who did all the amazing poster artwork for like The Goonies, Star Wars. Indiana Jones, yeah. You know, just
there's not many like famous Superman. Poster makers.
Yeah,
he's the guy.
Yeah, it's a shame. He was only 78. You know, he had retired many years ago, and people have tried to get him out of retirement, and he's just like, "Nah, man, I'm done. I did my shit." You know.
Yeah, it's funny that like so many posters today feel like, oh, I could like. It's not his art style, but it is kind of his look of just like, here's all the characters on the poster with like an action set piece in the middle. Like a lot of Marvel movies have done it.
Yeah, but now it's all terrible.
But it's all just
Photoshop.
Like, yeah. It all just looks bad. But all his stuff was like hand drawn, beautiful like pieces of art. That it's weird that it looks similar to Marvel stuff, but it's 10 times better.
Yeah, and I remember him talking about when they did the Goonies one. You know, they're all like hanging on to a stalactite. That he did different versions for each character of who's up top. So he had to redo that poster multiple times so they could see like which is the best one to do. And like the talent that man has. I could barely do a straight line, and this guy is just doing this Alex Ross level, lifelike, beautiful pieces of work. So R.I.P. to him as
You mean
well.
Bob Ross?
Alex Ross, the comic book writer,
Oh,
of like
got it.
Kingdom Come and stuff like that.
Understood.
And we have an announcement of some casting. So Invincible season 4 is coming next year, probably early next year, and
Let's hope.
yeah, fingers crossed. And we've all been waiting for Thrag to show up. You know, I only know him through pictures and talks from fans, and everyone said like, "Oh, who's it gonna be?" Because they killed it with Jeffrey Dean Morgan,
Hmm.
and pretty much everyone. Like the voice cast is perfect for everybody in that
Yeah,
show.
agreed.
And it's Lee Pace. And a lot of people were poo pooing this because he's not, you know, the Undertaker. He's not this
Sure.
enormous buff dude, but like, you have not seen Lee Pace. If you watch Foundation, that dude is buff as fuck. He's never going to be as big as a comic book character. Most people aren't, but that dude is a big buff dude. And he has such a calm, scary, charismatic, and threatening voice. If you watch Foundation, he is one of the scariest characters on it, depending on which season, what
Mm.
episode. But I think he was perfect. I love Lee Pace.
I mean, he played. I don't know enough about Thrag, and I really don't think you can compare him. But maybe you can make a comparison to him and Thranduil in the Hobbit movies, because
Sure.
he was a messed up leader of an elven people who
Yeah, but
like
they're
had that
dainty and
vibe.
flowery.
Yeah,
The elves are known for being cool and kicking ass, but
yeah,
not like brutal motherfuckers.
yeah. It's a very bad comparison, but you see him in that
Mhm.
movie, and you're like, oh, okay, he can play a
Yeah.
scary like leader of a
Yeah.
group.
If you just watched what's the Pie TV show where he touches people? Oh, Pushing Daisies. If you just look at him in that and you go, that's gonna be Thrag, absolutely not. But he was getting it was early in his career and he hadn't had to adapt to the standard Hollywood men of being cut beyond absolute belief. But yeah, good casting for that. So I'm excited.
They haven't let me
And
down yet, so
yeah, absolutely. And then 3 trailers.
okay.
We have a Knight of the Seven Kingdoms trailer, the
Yep.
Dunk and Egg, which I hate that because it sounds like Duncan, but his name is Duncan, right?
Duncan the Tall.
Yeah, but he goes by Dunk, and then you have and Dunk and Egg. I don't know. It sounds like a weird breakfast thing at Dunkin' Donuts, but
If Dunkin' Donuts was smart, I would cross promote with this
you would,
instantly.
yeah. Oh, have a different donut for different houses. You
Oh,
know?
there you
Yeah.
go.
Even if it was just a colored frosting, you know?
Sure.
Yeah.
Or
But
they
it
like have a
looks
special like dragon. I mean, not that dragons. Well, whatever. You have dragon head donuts.
sure.
People buy them.
I mean, I imagine that they would just put the crest, each house's crest on the donut.
Yeah, but you're talking about a lot of work unless you're just like,
No, it'd be one of those printed bullshit
yeah.
things. Yeah.
Eh,
But it looks fun. It looks lighthearted.
yeah.
It just looks like a good time, and it'll probably just be the one season, right? Because it's just a very small book with short stories.
Yeah, I mean, I've talked about the book on the podcast
Hmm.
before, but I did an audiobook, so I'm never like as I never remember as much details as when I
Yeah.
just read it.
Hmm.
But yeah, I don't see how it could go more than 2 seasons unless if you're like stretching out these short stories because it's only like 3 or 4.
Hmm.
It's like the adventures of this group of this duo, but it's not like long interconnecting stories and like big giant character arcs. It's just like this is the adventure they're on today.
Hmm.
But we'll see. I think it looks good, and like I said, it looks fun, and there was like jokes throughout the whole thing. It definitely like looks Game of Thrones, and
Hmm.
I expect it to like have those violent Game of Thrones elements, but in a more lighthearted way, which I
Yeah.
look forward to because I think that's what was missing from House of the Dragon.
Hmm.
Was like Game of Thrones was always dark and messed up, but a good time.
Yeah.
Where House of Dragon is just kind of like a bad time, but like
Yeah.
has all the like elements that make it what it is.
Is House of the Dragon coming back next year? Are these both going to be in the same year?
I don't know.
Because it seemed like because we didn't have House of the Dragon this year.
We did not.
It was last year. So you would think, but it seems kind of pointless to put two out in the same year. I don't know. If I was a TV exec, I would not do that. Just like when they dump all 8 episodes of something on, like, well, we could get 2.5 months of content out of this.
Sure, but unless it's just like you want to ride that popularity train of just like we're putting
Sure.
out Dunk and Egg, oh, this gets me back in the mood to watch more Game of Thrones stuff. Well,
Yeah.
guess what? In a month, House of the Dragon comes
Sure.
back,
Yeah.
and it just kind of like, satisfies that itch to like keep people on the streaming
Yeah.
service. But as far as I know, I don't know when season 3 is returning.
Then we got a Primal season 3 trailer.
Hmm.
First two seasons are terrific. Andy Tartakovsky is pretty much great on everything except for the, I don't know, that bald dog sniffing movie that came out
Yeah,
on
yeah,
Netflix. Didn't see it, but I don't know. I can't wait to hear the story behind that one. But I love Primal, a show that has practically zero dialogue, at least in the first season. You get a little more
yeah.
talky in the second season, but it's all in foreign languages that are made up and you can't understand. And now Spear is a zombie, and I wonder if he's going to be zombified the whole time. Are they going to be able to revert him? Is it going to be how he's the bad guy and his daughter and wife need to stop him? I'm really interested in where you take the show, especially after, you know, he was burned to death and then raped. Lovingly,
Like,
willingly.
yeah, I don't know if it was questionable,
It
but
was a mercy fuck, you know.
oh boy, yeah, not how I think a lot of people expected that show to
No.
end. But that being said, great 2 seasons,
Yeah.
and I'm interested to see what they do with season 3, and if there's a season 4, if Samurai Jack comes through the
Oh,
portal, and then it's like a crossover thing, and
cool.
hey,
Why not?
Spear and Jack are taking out a coup. Uh, anyway, moving
Yeah.
on.
And then newest trailer. I don't know if you've seen this, but it's called Primate.
I did watch this
So
trailer.
it's a group of friends hanging out, and they have a pet chimp that's, I guess, been in the family for a while. Something happens. I think it gets attacked in the woods. It gets rabies. I don't know. And then this chimp just starts killing them all.
Hmm.
So you got this like slasher home invasion, middle of the woods animal story. And I am all for this. I am so excited for this
Yeah,
movie.
the trailer, it seems like kind of cheap and kind of silly and
Yeah.
kind of dumb, but then there's some shots and you're like, you know what, this is real fucking scary.
Yeah. And it's like,
Like,
is that's not a real chimp? Is it a mask? Because it doesn't look CG. It
it's
doesn't
got to
look
be a mix of like
like
both.
puppetry or
Yeah,
something. Like it's really good looking.
yeah. So I think it could be fun. I'd be interested to see as it gets closer if we get another trailer or like reviews come out and it's like, you know what, that movie's fucking sweet.
And we
Uh,
all know the story of that woman who got her face and hands ripped off by that chimpanzee. So I hope we get to that level. It's sad for that woman. I feel so bad that, and it's she wasn't even the one that owned the chimp. It was a friend of the woman who owned the chimp.
mm,
And then that woman went off like she did her prison time stuff, came out, got another chimp, and that one attacked someone too. Like, learn your fucking lesson, okay? It's like when people are swimming with alligators or something like, oh well, he grew up with me. I don't care. They will kill you. I love cats. I don't care if I raised this lion or this bobcat since I was a kid. They get a bug up their butt, they will kill you.
mm-hmm.
Domesticate, you're gonna need generations of domestication for some of these animals, and even then I wouldn't trust most of them.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Grizzly Man, he lived with those bears for like 20 years or something
Yeah.
like that. And there's like, and to like some degree, like you gotta, like 10 years in, you gotta be like, okay, there's no way they'll ever do this because like
Hmm.
they would have done it by now.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, nope, they decided today we're gonna eat this
Yeah.
dude.
Yep.
And yeah, just animals are animals.
Yeah. So yeah, that's news. Let's get to our topics. I won, so I'll do. There's a couple things I don't need to talk about.
Mhm.
So like VHS Halloween, new VHS movie, cool. It's bad, like all of them, but I still love VHS because you get a gem every once in a while, but most of them not great. This one was better than the last one, but meh.
Mhm.
I saw Roof Man, a nice little comedy, romance, crime story. Uh, uh, it's a nice movie that to like watch with your mom.
Mhm.
Got nothing else. Roof Man's on Netflix. Watch it. Don't watch it in theaters because Channing Tatum has the most disgusting facial hair I've ever seen. His goatee is so ugly and groomed in a way like they shaved so much of his top lip down like
Hmm.
from under his nose, so it's just this thin line right above his lip and you can see where hair should be growing above it and it's pencil thin on the side. It's just nasty. And it's accurate to the dude, that's fine, but when you watch it on the big screen, that's all you see and it was very distracting. But all in all, good little story. What I do want to talk about is I just got out of a special advanced screening of a movie that's kind of going around the country right now, having
Hmm.
small shows. Uh, it's called Dead, and it is written by Isabel Rollin. If you
Oh yeah, yeah,
know,
yeah.
Izzy Rollin is on Dropout. She's married to Brennan Lee Mulligan, and she wrote a movie about dealing with kind of her dad dying. And basic premise is she's estranged from her father. He's a huge piece of shit. He's dying of cancer. She hasn't seen him in years. Cut his photos out of every picture or his face out of every photo they have. Her older sister, played by Vic Michaelis, is like, you got to go see him before he dies, and she doesn't really want to. And she's at the hospital. He's about to die. She refuses to go in, and he does die. But turns out he's haunting the entire family, not in a scary way,
Yeah.
just through mirrors, haunting everybody in the family except her. Everybody can see him in the mirror, talk to him. They talk about, like, where are you? Oh, I'm in a liminal space. It's hard to describe, but she can't see him. The dead dad can see her,
Hmm.
but, they can't communicate. And even like her mom's new boyfriend and the Vic Michaelis's new husband can see him. Like all these other people can see this dude except for Izzy. And is it well, she can't see him because she's already made peace with not being around him.
Hmm.
And so everybody else has unfinished business. Or should she have done something when she had a chance and to say goodbyes or speak her piece and now she doesn't get to, and that's kind of like, well, you're stuck living with that. And so it's pretty funny, it's very entertaining. Her actual mom, her actual stepfather are playing her mom and stepfather. Her actual mom directed the movie because she has been in Hollywood for a while. I looked at her IMDb, but I forgot. But she was in old TV shows in like the 70s.
Oh wow. Okay.
And her actual grandparents play her grandparents.
That's so
So
cool.
it's nice that has this all these people kind of playing these roles, and they're all really good. Like the grandma's very funny, the grandpa's so good, her mom is adorable. It's like they're all just so cute, and I love Vic Michaelis. She's
Do you know if Izzy has a real
I
sister?
don't think so. I
Oh,
think
okay.
she's an only child.
Got it.
But they needed someone else to be
Sure.
the opposite. And then when you get some cameos like Zach Oyama's in it, he only has one scene as a doctor, and Brendan Lee Mulligan is in it as like a tech customer service guy that she's kind of venting through.
Hmm.
And I feel bad for Izzy because every time Brendan shows up, he got the biggest laughs. And
Hmm.
it doesn't matter what he says. He's so funny. He's
Yeah.
just so good at what he does that I can see her watching screenings going like, this is my fucking movie. And my goddamn husband is getting all the applause.
I mean,
But
he is like the pretty much the most famous person from Dropout at
yeah,
this point.
yeah,
Like he's crossing over everywhere, and
and he is very funny in it. I think he only has like four scenes, but it's just a charming little movie that I really enjoyed. It's 90 minutes, 100 minutes, short and sweet, and I can see this being a late 90s, early 2000 comedy of like, whoa, my dad's haunting me in the mirrors and no one believes me.
Mhm.
Oh, kid, I could help you cheat at gambling. I'll be in that mirror behind and I could tell you what cards he has. Or, oh, you're going for the big interview? Well, I could coach you during the, it's like that
Yeah,
sort of
yeah, yeah.
wackiness, but it's like they play it relatively straight, even being for a comedy. It doesn't feel like a heightened world. It feels like a real world.
Mhm.
Just so happens they could see their dead dad in the mirror. But
Who plays
thumbs
the dad?
I don't know his name,
Oh, okay.
but
It's
uh,
not like an actor you've seen in other
not that
stuff.
I've seen.
Oh,
No,
okay.
but he's a big, huge piece of shit, and it's a good thing he's dead. Um, Yeah, I
Yeah,
had
I'd
a
like to see
blast.
that if and when it comes to some streaming service that I
Yeah,
have.
I don't know if he'll ever get a like a theatrical release. It is a very small budgeted thing. They had
Yeah.
to do Kickstarters for it, and even having like your mom in the entertainment industry, it was still a hard thing for them to get made. They have a little Q&A at the end of the movie, a little
Oh, okay.
behind the scenes thing. No one from the movie was actually there to present it or anything, unfortunately.
Got it.
Um, but yeah, I don't know if it'll get a big release because, yeah, I think that she said like festivals kept like denying them. So they're like, fuck it, we'll do it ourselves. So they're just traveling around the country doing shows for it. So,
I
you know,
mean, worst case scenario, they could like.
oh, it'll get dumped on Tubi or something
Well,
eventually.
sure. Or I was gonna say like I don't know if it would be financially advantageous to them, but like just having them so many dropout members be on there. It's like, well, let's just sell it to dropout, and we know
Maybe.
like every one of those people is gonna watch it.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Yeah, well, so
well, we'll see.
thumbs up.
I'd like to see it.
All right, what do you got, Steve?
Uh, Let me see. Oh, I finished a TV show. I finished Banshee.
Oh, okay.
I talked about it on here after I watched the first season, and pretty much my thoughts haven't really changed in terms of first season to the end. It's it's a real good fucking time.
Yeah.
Tons of fun. It's the most dude show you could ask for if that's your thing. It's just like every episode action, every episode hot naked chicks, every episode just like badass heists or like ass kicking or explosions or whatever.
See, that's not what I assumed. I thought this was a slow, quiet, contemplative
Nope.
police drama. Well,
Uh,
you said tons of boobs, so I'm
yeah,
sold.
but like season two, you could definitely tell like the budget went up, the cinematography's better. Like they definitely like season two, I think is probably like the highest high. Um, and then season three is also really good. I enjoyed the show in terms of just like how they show the Amish community and how they show um, indigenous people in the show and like how they all sort of like interwork in this like in this town, which like once again it seems like it's a small town vibe because there's only like four cops who work there,
Mhm.
but it's like the hub of like so much drug and like gang violence and all this stuff where it just seems like it's also like might be kind of a city, but it's there's no like skyscrapers or anything. Like they whenever there's like they need to go to the city, it's always like Philadelphia or like
Okay.
they drive up to New York or whatever it is. But it's just weird that this is just this town sees so much violence and action. Everyone's just like, hey man, just another day in Banshee, right? And but
Oh, the town's named
the
Banshee?
town's named Banshee,
Okay.
yeah. Banshee, Pennsylvania.
Is it the
Um,
same guy who made the mayor of Easttown?
no.
Okay. I was going to say, that guy's obsessed.
uh, but yeah, I recommend the show to everyone because it's just so much fun. Uh, the main actor, I forget his name, but Homelander.
Yeah.
Uh,
Anthony Starr.
you can see how he got the Homelander role because he's so intense in this, but he plays it like with such like I am the baddest badass, but I also do have like a heart and I care about my friends. So you like
Okay. Like
you're
Reacher?
yeah, kind of like Reacher.
Okay.
Um, but where I don't know, Reacher seems like I've never seen Reacher, but I've seen
Hmm.
clips. He seems kind of more like a muscly robot,
Okay.
where like
He does care about people,
well, yeah, I
but
know.
it's mainly like I got to do this on my own.
Yeah, but like he has a team. There's the hacker guy. He's a lot of fun. They got the old black man bartender who like used to be a ex criminal, but like joins the group and is like kind of like the wise old man is just always down for whatever they're doing, and just like they're I don't know. It's just a ton of fun. But season four is definitely it's only 8 episodes, where all the other seasons were 10. It's definitely the weakest season.
Hmm.
Uh, it's like they introduce a character in season three, and he kind of gets an arc in season four. But it just feels like all the stuff that you kind of teased and
Season
see.
four? There's four seasons?
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
like the stuff that you're kind of introducing at the end of three, and you're like, where are you gonna go with this? And then season four just feels like kind of rushed, and like they're throwing in like demon worshipping cults and Nazis and
Mm.
stuff, and like the Nazi stuff is like kind of good,
Oh.
but like the demon cult serial killer thing, like I didn't really care too much about, and it's just like I don't know. They season four kind of like is a downturn.
Okay.
Um, but season finale ends really well. It's a great show. I think you should check it
Okay.
out. Just like you don't have to like think about anything. There's no like deep meaning. You're not. It's not Breaking Bad or The Wire or anything. It's just like I'm watching the show because I'm here for just fun badassery.
Like Reacher.
It's a good time.
Okay, cool. Well, I have one last thing before communal stuff and the main stuff. I just beat Ghost of Yotei. And if I say Yotei, please excuse me. It's been very hard not to say Yotei, but it's Yotei. Um, this game fucking rules. I love this game so much. Like, I've done very little movie or TV watching in my time off. I've just been doing nothing but playing and just grinding and getting the new power ups and visiting pools and doing bamboo chopping and all this stuff. And it's made so much better than the first one. The first one, you had like 4 stances,
Mhm.
and you had to like change your stance depending on who you were fighting. Uh, I found that not confusing, but I always had to think, oh, which one is the opposite of that one?
Mhm.
And it gave me pause. This, you have 5 weapons.
Mhm.
So you have your katana, double katana, super big sword. I can't remember what it's called, but it's really slow, but very powerful. You get a long pokey pole, and then a chain with a
Mhm.
sickle and a weight. And it's it was just so much easier to recognize what I need to use against different villains. And the nice thing about these guys were they would switch weapons on you. Bosses switch weapons. They don't just like,
Mm.
I'm the pole guy, I'm the sickle guy. They'd put it away, back up, and start shooting arrows. You get close, then they pull out a katana. And so like you mid fight, you would have to really be thinking about what to switch to. And you get so many more throwables. I don't know about so many more, but you get a lot. There's so much to use. And
Is there anything in the game where it's like that Star Wars Survivor thing where it's like a boss comes out and it has the health bar and
mhm,
you just pull out your gun and kill him in one shit,
no.
and then it's like,
No,
oh, just like a fun joke.
you do get a gun. You get
Yeah.
a handgun and a rifle or a musket. But like, when you do the standoff, you got to hold down triangle, and then they'll try to fake you.
Hmm.
And then when they lunge, you release it, you kill them. And if you have certain charms or attributes, you could get the second guy. And then the third guy, and then now that you have a gun, the fourth guy, you just pull out a gun and kill him instantly. So that's really fun. There this I mean it's stupid to even talk about like how beautiful it is. Ghost of Tsushima was one of the best looking
Gorgeous.
games of all
Yeah.
time. And when I first started playing this, I was like, I don't know if it's as nice looking. I don't think it's all that great. I didn't change my graphic settings
Hmm.
to like not the best one because I don't have a PS Pro,
Yeah.
but the middle one, and just like instantly I'm like, oh my god, look at this game. It is so like I found myself walking and running a lot
Hmm.
because the sun would be setting right behind a mountain and I have all these orange leaves around me and I would just like kind of slow walk through it, pull the camera around and
You're
just
just trying to do
look
some.
like a fucking badass. It's so good.
It's funny because you have these games where, like, The Last of Us and Uncharted, and all these things
Mhm.
where, like, oh, they're doing motion capture to like make the characters move in a realistic way, and get the acting like through their face and stuff that
Mhm.
they're capturing. So it's like it makes sense why like the characters in the game look so great. But
Yeah.
it's like, are they doing motion capture on the trees? How are they
Yeah,
getting everything
I
look to look
know.
so good?
It looks incredible.
Like I've said it on here before, just the like I don't know how they do it of just like poking in ones and zeros, and
Yeah.
then this comes on your screen. It
Uh-huh.
fits on a fucking disc.
Yep.
Like how is this possible? We are so lucky
It's
to
magical.
exist in this time where we can play this game that looks so fucking real and so
Mhm.
cool. But anyway,
Uh, and it also has a bit of a learning curve. I was getting my ass handed in the beginning, but the parrying and the like dodging, the fact like when you do a perfect dodge and it gives you that like little brief of slow mo
hmm
before you slice them, it's just so cinematic and so beautiful. There are times where there's a lot of buttons to manage. You know, it's
Yeah.
like I got to pull down R2 to switch my weapon, and that's 5 things: triangle, circle, square, and X, and then also L2. And then if I hold, oh, and then on the other side, up, down, left, and L1 is all my throwables plus my gun. But if I hold down L2, it's all my bows and everything, and the type of bullets and stuff. It's a lot when you're trying to
Yeah, yeah.
mix it up. But it is nice that it slows down time just a little bit for you to make your choices so you're not getting bombarded. Uh, and I I like playing games that make me feel cool. You
Hmm.
know, you play Batman or Spider-Man because you feel like Batman and Spider-Man,
Yeah.
and you look cool and you just kick ass. And when you are on a roll and you are just perfect dodging every motherfucker and just and utilizing every bit of weapon, and you take out a whole squad and you don't take a lick of damage, oh my god, it's so satisfying. I'm gonna okay, so I don't want to get into story or anything because
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
gonna borrow it from
You can
me.
tell me all you want about game mechanics,
Yeah.
but when it comes to story, I don't want anything.
So there are like some new fun things like lighting fires, cooking food, um, um, when you hit metal with hammer, blacksmithing. You know,
Okay.
there's little things like that that are fun, but feel like busy work at times.
Sure.
I still did it because it really was immersive.
So they're just like mini game things, or it's
No,
just
it's
like
like you're
you.
talking to someone, they go like, "Hey, we need to set up camp. Let's start a fire." So you got to swipe on the
Oh, okay.
touchpad to get the sparks going. Then you press R2 to blow the fire and get it started. There's painting, and you got to use the touchpad to like follow the motions and things like that. Like they're all kind of nice, but they're so simplistic that it's almost like because you could skip a lot of them. You could just
Sure.
press X. Like I don't care about this because like you could take the fish and its motion control as you're cooking it on your
Oh, okay.
campfire,
I have seen
and
this.
you can
Yeah.
flip it and everything. You could just put it straight down into the fire, let it burn, and it's fine. You don't get penalized
Hmm.
for cooking the fish bad. And I can see that in the sequel they're going to start really making it more like, let's say, Red Dead, you know, where like, oh, you killed this animal with a certain bullet, so now your pelt isn't worth as much. I can see that sort of level of
Mm.
stuff happening because there is a lot of picking flowers and minerals and things so you can get your dyes and your armors and things like that. And I will say,
If you want the world's greatest sword, I need 40
yeah,
blueberries.
exactly. And so I would say, and it's nice you could pick it from your horse and everything, so you could be galloping as fast as you can, picking up rocks and flowers as you go. Pick up everything, because in the beginning you'll go like, I got like $40,000, I got 100 rocks and 50 flowers, and it's like, I can buy anything, and so you start buying everything, and then when you need stuff, it's like, oh, later in the game, this stuff gets really expensive.
Mm.
So I would say, pick every flower, every bamboo, every rock that you come across.
Got it.
The things I think there's a little bit of jank in this game where a lot of times you'll be fighting some bandits and the very last one you'll just trip and they'll be like, please, you know, I'll tell you whatever. And because you can fight anywhere and like they'll chase you up hills and everything, they may like land on a rock that's kind of funky, and so
Hmm.
they'll jiggle around
Got it.
or
Okay.
glitch out. The horse is pretty good about auto jumping over stuff, but sometimes you hit a branch funny and it just wants to really leap high in the air. Uh, the the characters all look pretty good, but every time they're like, hey, here's this mask. I got it just for you. And they go to hand you nothing,
Hmm.
and you take nothing and you put it into your outfit, but your hand just goes into the fabric. You know, there's some polish there that is
I mean, you
not
often see
great.
that kind of thing in games when they're just released, and then
Hmm.
like those get patched up in the
Yeah.
coming months.
And
So.
then it's always works better when they take something and they put it behind their back, like
Hmm.
it's a pouch or something. But any money or anything that they pass to you, nothing's ever in their hand.
Yeah.
So sometimes things look a little cheap.
That wouldn't
Some
happen over at Naughty Dog, I tell you that.
some of the dialogue things when you come across the same people
Hmm.
who are selling their wares, like they only got 3 things to say and they say it all the time, and so that could get a little bleh. There's some story elements that I like from the get go. I said blank, and then that came true.
Mm.
And then as it went on, I went blank, came true. Okay, when this ends, blank came true. So there's like not a lot of surprises for
Hmm.
some of these things. Very typical. I was talking to my buddy at work about Xbox versus PlayStation. He's like, "Oh, you got to get an Xbox." I said, "Why?" There's nothing on it that I give a shit about.
Mm.
Anything good is on PlayStation. And he's like, "Well, PlayStation is just someone who is it's a third person uh single how do you put it? Third person revenge story, and a lot of times it's an older person and a younger person, or like the way they described it was like, yeah, that is kind of Last of Us, and yeah, that is kind of Ghost of Yotei, and but I don't care. They make the most fun games, and I could deal with a little bit of the jank or some of the repetitive things when your gameplay is so damn tight.
Mm-hmm.
The fighting is amazing, and doesn't feel like it's just button mashing or Devil May Cry, where it's huge sweeping things where you're knocking people in the air, keeping them juggled in the air with bullets. It's none of that. It feels very realistic.
So, well, yeah, I imagine I haven't seen any sort of discourse over this game like we did with The Last of Us.
Hmm.
But where my I guess my question is to you, like now that you've played both, maybe it's been a minute since did you I forget, you didn't
I didn't
replay.
replay.
Okay.
No,
So you didn't replay Tsushima, but would you say you like this one more? Would you
I
say
would
it's on
say more.
par?
I would say more because there was a lot of things in like Tsushima of like you could get under this house
Hmm.
and like get into the attic, and you can still do that in this one, but it felt kind of necessary. I felt like I was really running around to do collections, especially at the end. I'm like, oh, I got to get all the banners. Okay, run to this town and da, 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 da. And everything in here feels more streamlined. Like you go run off and do collection stuff, but everything is for a purpose, and
Hmm.
it's not just to get a trophy.
Right.
Um, and every bath is part of your health, and every bamboo is part of your spirit, and like every little side thing that will take you away from the main quest helps you in the long
Do
run.
you do any poetry in this one?
There is no poetry,
Damn.
but there is paint. There's
I like the haikus.
there is, I think, two times when, because you play your little Samashia, they say the words a million times and I can never remember her little guitar,
Yeah.
and she learns different songs where it's like, oh, if I play this song, the winds will change to tell me where a wolf den is or where a charm may be. Um,
What is this? Ocarina of Time?
and you could play it at your campsite when you're rebuilding your health, and some people will teach you a song. What was your question? Oh yeah, in poetry. There are times where you'll do a song with someone and
You
you'll
can
write
choose the
it, and
lyrics?
you'll choose like do you want to talk about, it'll do the same thing of looking around and like, oh, this is, my friend, do I want to talk about the revenge they're going after or the heartache, and then so it'll create the
Hmm.
song based on those things, but it's only like three times that
Oh,
happens.
okay.
So
That's
I
still
think
kind of cool.
they took away the haikus and put in the like painting of landscapes.
I mean, I guess you want to differentiate yourself.
Yeah,
Like, he was, like, that was his thing. He liked
yeah.
writing haikus. You need to give her something else. So
Hmm.
I get it. Um,
There is a mention of him. They talk about him coming through and fucking shit up.
because this is
And
like 70 years later.
they don't specifically say, or if they do, I just don't remember the year of
Oh, okay.
that
Yeah, yeah.
one. And there's a Ninja Turtles reference in
What? No
there.
way.
Yeah, it's like
Awesome.
one of the bounties is the last Ronin, and you
Hmm.
see there's like three tombstones of his brothers, and they each have flowers corresponding to their
That's
masks. And
fucking
then
sweet.
once you kill that bounty, a fourth grade will show up with the orange flowers. So
Oh, that's awesome.
yeah, so lots of little
But
fun
like,
stuff.
are there weapons there? Or it's just the flowers. Like, do you like go into a room to fight this guy and you see that
I
he has
mean,
like the size and the.
you don't fight them in a room. It's just everything's outside, pretty much.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't think the weapons are there. I think it's just tombstones and flowers.
When you fight him, does he ever say anything like, "Oh yeah, my old man was a real splinter in my side"?
No,
Nothing.
no.
Or like, he's the reason my brothers died. He ratted us out.
If any of that happens, I don't
You don't remember?
remember,
Okay,
because it's like
I'll keep an
it
eye on
didn't
it.
dawn on me until like seeing the graves after the fact. I'm
Hmm.
like, oh my god, I feel like an idiot for just getting it, but yeah. Um, yeah, that's all I'll say about that. I
Okay.
mean, you'll have
I'm happy. You seem so impressed by it. It makes me excited to play.
yeah.
I mean, I've been excited to play anyway. But So last question, then we'll move
Uh,
on. So you like this game more? Great. Uh, would you say you like the story of the first one more, the story of this one more? They're both on par. Did this one just kind of remind you of Blue Eyed Samurai a little bit, and just kind of like,
yeah,
is this essentially the same
it's
thing?
Blue Eye Samurai. It's getting revenge on a bunch of people who did you and your family wrong.
Fair enough.
So,
But
but
Blue Eyed Samurai was fucking sweet.
it is. So, why would I be upset to be able to play Blue Eyed Samurai?
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
but I think it's not an incredibly original story.
Sure.
Like I said, I was able to catch the beats before, but you just kind of really like these characters and everybody she comes across, and the villains are cool looking.
You're here for the combat, and the combat's great, so that
Yep,
works for me. All right, cool.
yep, and the map's enormous. Absolutely. I mean, when you see it, it's kind of daunting, but there are big chunks of it that are like, these are mountains you can't go on here at all.
Hmm.
So it is limited, but it is still very big.
It's been years since I played Tsushima. I know I said we're gonna move on, but so is there like, oh, this is the volcanic region. This is this. I mean, because it's
It's
just
like
Japan, so you
it's like
can't get too
the
crazy.
grasslands,
Uh huh.
and then you have more mountain snowy areas,
Yeah.
and then you have like your beachy areas, and
Okay.
then there's like more developed walled cities, but
Oh.
they're not like bustling with cars or anything like that. But it is like I was following one of the golden birds to show me a hidden thing, and it was a new skill, and I was like, oh, I'm not in the middle of the mountains for this. This is weird. Normally, I have to climb a bunch
Hmm.
of rocks. This is just kind of around the corner inside this really big city. And then so I was really impressed, but you're not in it a ton.
Okay.
Like it's broken into 3 acts. Act one is the longest, and that's maybe me because I was getting every side thing before I did missions.
Sure.
But I'd say that's like 60% of the game. Act two is about 30%, and Act three is like 10. Like
Okay.
I did Act two and Act three or finished Act two and started Act three and finished the game within the same day. I was
Hmm.
just like, oh shit, we're already here. So
Uh,
and some of those bosses will fuck you up. I'm just saying,
that was my next.
when you get to the
That was my
final
next question.
boss,
Was like, was there any boss where you're like, I fought this guy 15 times and I still haven't beaten him? Or
I
is like by the fifth time I got him?
no, I'd say no more than 15 for most of them.
Okay.
But the final guy, I went into it, and you have to fight like a bunch of minions first, and then before you get to them, and when you do, you don't have a chance to camp, remake some weapons.
Hmm.
You can't buy more things that you use. So save some of your stuff, because I went in with like barely any health. I think I had like 2 kunai and some dust to throw at him. And oh yeah, you could turn your blade on fire. I think I had like one of those.
Sweet.
It's like I was out of bullets. Using arrows against him was impossible because it just takes so much longer to draw, and he was fast. Like I had to stop, go into my inventory, and re-change my armor and my charms, because I chose some charms and armor that would help me uh, because I suck at games. So
Sure.
I need like high attack, high defense, and like I chose everything very specifically for my gaming style,
Mm.
and it wasn't going to help me with this boss. So I needed to do all the, every time you do a perfect dodge, you get a little spirit back. Every time you do a perfect parry, you get a little health back, because I needed every little
There we
bit
go.
of health to fight. Because a lot of these guys, 2 hits, you're dead. You're done. Some guys, 1 hit, you're dead, depending on how big your life bar is at the time, because you have your spirit and you have to refill your life manually.
Mm.
And there are guys who just like hits you, you're dead, or you're about to die, you refill, hits you a second time, you got to refill, and you're just trying to roll and refill away. And then you got to drink your sake to refill it, and that takes time. And so, like, the final guy kicked my ass. One guy was so easy. He was so much easier than I expected. I like, most of them are 2 phases,
Okay.
and like I got him on the first phase, same life. Second phase, 4 lives. And I thought I was going to do the whole thing. But one guy has like a dude shooting a rifle at me as he's trying to fight me the whole time. So I'm like, get 1 hit in, hear the call, got to roll out of the way. 1 hit in, oh, he blocked it, roll out of the way. And it was just taking so long. But some of them are easier than others. And then, like, within the armies, God, I've been talking like 25 minutes on this, or 20 minutes.
This is great.
Like there's people who use katanas and different things, but then there's the brutes who have like big hammers. They're like the easiest fuckers. Like the big guys are supposed to be the hard ones that take down. You pull out your big ass sword, 2 hits, and then they're done. You got to look out for the chain guys. Those guys will just like zippity dip dip and get your ass. So,
So with the phases,
yeah.
is it if I die after phase 1, I'm still on phase 2, or is it like
No.
I die in phase 2, I'm back to the beginning of phase 1?
You start at phase 2.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's always one of like my
But
pet peeves in terms of
like
boss
in the
fights.
final one, there's a lot of times in the fights where you get them to a certain point and then you like stand off and you're clashing blades and you say a few words and you back off. If you die, you do start at the beginning of that life. You don't start at like the different clashes. But when it's you fight, you kill him, kick him out of a window, and then he gets another health bar, you'll start at that second.
Got it.
bar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Moving on. So, A?
Oh, yeah. I think I liked it. And hurry up because I still got some stuff I got to finish.
Okay, well then it's just I guess I'll do good fortune because the next.
No, we'll save that. Or do you want to make Peacemaker?
Well, no, I just mean I wasn't sure since you haven't seen that.
Nah, I mean, generally, let's talk the game that we played.
Sure. You and I played a game together, much like It Takes Two. We were like
we're going through the couch co-op universe.
Yeah, I've been asking for more fun couch co-op games for years, and so after It Takes Two, I was like, well, before we move on to Split Fiction, let's play this older game that came out before It Takes Two, and that game is A Way Out.
I remember you even were telling me like, let's get headsets and do it online because can't you do that?
Yeah, as long as one person owns the game,
yeah,
you can play online with your friend, and they don't have to buy it. And
well, I think you brought it up because it became a free game, and I think I got it at one point, but we just never got around to it. Yeah. And I also don't have a headset.
I started playing this game before with another friend, and then we just never finished it.
You got so damn close.
I got so damn close. Yeah. But I remember thinking like, oh, there's some really fun stuff in this. I think it'd be cool to play. And plus, it's like I don't usually not beat games. Because usually when I play a game, it's because like I know I'm gonna like it, or at least like it enough to finish it. So for a while I've been wanting to play this game with you. So for anyone who doesn't know, A Way Out is a 2-player game where you and your companion are 2 criminals who start the game in prison. You help each other break out of prison to get revenge on a guy who basically just put you both there. And it's just you guys trying to like dodge the police and dodge the guys who are trying to kill you and get the mob boss or whatever you want to call him, and get back to your families. Yeah. This game nowhere near as fun as It Takes Two.
No, not as creative.
I think that because this was the precursor, but like I don't think this game got like necessarily rave reviews, but it was, I think, got positive reviews just for its like concept. Yeah. Because I think there is a good game here, and it's a solid story, your traditional story of revenge, but like there's a lot of just unnecessary stuff.
Yeah.
Like, at
gotta
one point,
fix this truck up. Can you find the spare tire in the barn?
I was just yeah, like you at one point as you escape prison, you come across this old couple's farmhouse, and you're just going through the farmhouse and you can interact with like their clothes or their TV or the like all the stuff that doesn't really matter.
You want to play the banjo? It will not matter in the future.
Yeah. At one point you can go to the hospital, and we played a mini game of just Connect 4.
Yeah, lots of mini games.
Yeah. So there's a bunch of stuff that they kind of like threw into this game to give you more to do, because otherwise this game would be like 2 hours long.
Yeah.
If you just went straight ahead. But I think that there is like whenever you're doing things together to do like story stuff, I think all that works pretty well. Whether that's like helping each other sneak past something, or like we're locking arms to climb up to unscrew stuff to get out of prison. Like I think there's
you gotta find a rhythm with the button presses.
Yeah, I think there's a real fun dynamic of like doing those things together to move the story along, and. Then the last mission is essentially just every action game you've ever played of just, getting a gun and killing a bunch of people. It becomes Uncharted 1 at the end. But I think that there's some real fun action sequences in this game. Like this real long take hospital sequence I really enjoyed. The big action set piece at the end where we're hopping on vehicles and going after these guys and like going through this dude's house and mowing down all his bad guys and kind of becomes like a Scarface thing near the end.
Mhm.
So I think this game is a good time, but it's one of those games like I only ever need to play this once.
Oh yeah.
It's not doesn't have a lot of replay value. There's a lot of padding, and it's even with the padding, it's a 8 hour game. It's
Hmm.
not very long. Because if it was any longer, I think it'd be overstaying its welcome.
Yeah.
Uh, the two characters I think are fine. I think they're uh,
Stereotypes.
stereotypes. Yeah. The twist at the end I kind of saw coming at the
As
like
it was coming.
as it was coming. I was
Yeah.
like, oh wait, I think I see what's going to happen
Yeah.
here. Um,
I
but
didn't see it. I wasn't expecting it,
yeah,
and it broke my heart.
I
You
think the
bastard.
twist works, and the ultimate after you beat the bad guy, there's still like another thing to do,
Hmm.
and all that I think pays off pretty well. And there's two different endings depending on how things turn out. The ending we did, I think, is by far the better ending because we went
Yeah.
on YouTube after we beat the game just to like what happens in this other ending. But the ending we got was the best version of it.
Yeah. Thank God for my quick button mashing fingers. It all
Yeah.
came down to that.
But yeah, I enjoyed this game. I am gonna give it a B minus
Mhm.
because solely for the fact that I got to play with my friend and had a good time doing it. But in terms of like gameplay, it's not really reinventing the wheel.
Yeah.
But it led us to It Takes Two, which is one of the best games I've played.
I would say if this game was completely breaking out of prison and had more of branching storylines like a Detroit Become Human, where your actions actually cause things to, like it would be something simple like I could poison this guard and then he got food poisoning. Now he's taking a shit. Now I could go do this other task. Or if I didn't do that, I can't do that task. And, have multiple ways of being able to break out of prison. And it's up to us to figure out what's the best way that maybe has consequences where you just lose
Yeah.
outright. I think what this was is just kind of very shallow
Hmm.
gameplay wise, that you have to fill it with mini games in order to feel like it's anything. Because, sure, we died a couple of times in the chases, but it's not like it took us that long.
Yeah.
It was more like you're driving so damn fast you can't even aim a gun, and then they're just hitting you with so many bullets. I'd say I really enjoyed the beginning of this game, and I really disliked it by the end. It felt like a chore to get
Mhm.
through, so I'm gonna say like C minus at best.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely once I played it again, I was like, man, this game, and I could feel your hate for it just building next
But
to you.
by
Because when I played
day,
with my buddy, he wasn't in the room with me. We played
oh,
on
okay,
like we were on the phone essentially
okay,
and just talking through whatever we had to
sure,
do.
yeah,
But yeah, I for a free game that I downloaded, not bad.
yeah,
Uh, so yeah, a way. I think it would also back to the more prison stuff. It's called A Way Out, and like on the cover, it's them like in prison,
yeah,
and you're like, oh, it's a game about breaking out of
mm-hmm,
prison, and that's just the first hour of the game, and
yeah,
then you're not in prison anymore.
no. Then
And you could make
you're
like the
just
argument,
fine.
well, it's a way out of their whole situation,
Sure,
or
yeah, but that's not
it
how
means
it's
more than
sold to
just
me.
yeah, it means more than just a
Yeah,
way out of the
yeah.
prison. But yeah, like a whole prison break game with branching decisions, I think would have been more interesting.
Yeah. Like
Uh,
that the whole scene where we're like trying to pass things back and forth to not get caught by the cops,
mm,
that's pretty interesting.
yeah,
And like, oh, we got to get rid of this brick. And I should have to like, use okay, do you remember playing Mario Party where you had a jackhammer and you had to cut out like the cookie cutter sort of
yeah,
thing?
yeah, yeah.
Like that sort of like fine-tuned mechanics to try to like slowly cut out a brick. And then I have to like get rid of the dust somehow. Like just little things like that. And then we break out, we shake hands, and we go our separate ways. That would have been enough for me. But it's the car chasing and then going to the hospital and talking to my old lady and it's like all that really dragged it down.
Yeah, I think if you like had this like massive prison and you could really kind of explore it and
Hmm.
everything and just get like a real sense of like it almost feels like a open world map of the
Yeah.
prison and
Every character has a personality that you can like
yeah.
manipulate in some way. but
It
they're
has
all
like a
just,
whole cast of characters that you
yeah,
can get invested in.
like
Some are good, some are
Prison
bad.
Break, the game, you
Yeah,
know?
like maybe one you're trying to do this thing, but you to break out, but you can't because the leader of this group is just like, hey, if you want, like, I'll give you this tool that you need to break out, but you got to go kill that nice old man who's like only ever been
Sure.
nice to you. And it's like, do I kill him
Mm-hmm.
or do I like not kill him and then have to go after this guy? But
Yeah.
now you kill this guy, now you don't have that tool, now you have to do something else to get
I
out,
need to
or like you have to now
unscrew.
have to fight the entire gang.
There's a part in the TV show Prison Break where like he has to unscrew a bolt out of the bleachers because it's the perfect size to do a thing. But someone has to like make a distraction. So then I'm trying to unscrew the bolt in a quick time mini game,
Mhm.
and you have to like, do you go punch the black dude or punch the white dude? Well, either way, you're starting a race war of some kind, and
Uh-huh.
it's just like, well, who can protect you? Well, I built up X amount of points with these guards who are black, so I'm going to punch the white bad guys because the black guards are going to help me. You know, it's like if it was more of an RPG, and I don't like RPGs, if it was Baldur's Gate but prison break, yeah. I would enjoy this a lot more because this felt like I could sit down with like my 8-year-old nephew who doesn't play video games,
Mm.
and he's gonna get this. We can get through this game.
Yeah, you could get through it. I don't know if it'd be his thing.
No, yeah.
Oh,
Okay, yeah. Whew, lots of video game talk. All right. Well, it seems like maybe we should make Peacemaker our main topic since we both saw it. I'm sure we both have things to say about it. So
I mean,
let's
I don't have anything to say about Tron because I didn't see it, and
sure,
then
and
I
I
don't
don't
have a
have
lot to
it.
say about Good Fortune
Okay, so let's do
either.
that. So my turn. I saw Tron Ares. Uh, I like Tron Legacy. I don't like original Tron. I think it's kind of a slog. It's boring and it's kind of confusing. Don't it's a spectacle to show off really unique new special effects.
Mhm.
And I applaud it for that. But it's also very ugly at times and hard to watch.
I've never seen the originals.
Don't. It's not good.
Yeah.
But Tron Legacy is really fun. It's slick and it's still a silly premise, but it's just a good time. And then it didn't make a lot of money, so Disney moved on. And however many years, 10, 15, 20 years later, we're getting another one only being made because Jared Leto is like, I'll help produce this. I got a script and everything, but I got to be the lead. And I'd like to quote a Jenny Nicholson tweet of like uh, roughly, we got to get this Jared Leto guy. Sure, he's got some accusations of grooming young girls. Sure, he makes nothing but bad movies. Sure, those bad movies don't make us any money, but we got to get him now. And it's like, why are we still employing this guy? Because he's boring, and I get it. He's a computer program who's learning to be human, which is just like a whatever concept. But he's dull,
Mhm.
and with his long hair and beard, I'm just picturing Keanu Reeves doing this, and like Keanu Reeves can be very dull as well, but there's a charisma to him. Like even in like what was that The Day the Earth Stood Still, where he's
Mhm.
playing like a brain dead robot or a monotone robot, like you still like it because it's Keanu Reeves. Nobody likes Jared Leto, so nobody cares about his journey. Story wise, it has an interesting idea that we can now pull things out of the digital world and 3D print it for real. People, guns, orange trees. Like, what a crazy piece of technology. It's going to change the world. But it can only live outside the computer for 29 minutes. Then it automatically breaks down. So
Oh.
it's like, okay, that's kind of cool. They're trying to sell these like as soldiers, but they're keeping it secret that like, we got to find this source code, this permanence code, in order to keep these things as a permanent fixture.
Do
And
they ever
so
explain like why 29 minutes?
no,
Okay.
yeah,
Just seems like a weird number to choose. But
yeah. I guess if they said 30 minutes, it's like, oh, just so happens it's 30 minutes.
yeah.
So and then maybe 25 is too short for the things that they do. Because sometimes, like, you got 29 minutes to go get her, and they zip off and they're leaving like a mountainside facility. And, like, you're going to get to the city in 29 minutes? I don't care about how good your light cycles are. That ain't happening. And so you have Evan Peters wanting to do military stuff. He's like the son of one of the bad guys from original Tron, who in Tron Legacy is Killian Murphy's character is the son. His sister is Jillian, or
Cillian Murphy was in Tron
yeah,
Legacy?
he's not credited, but he's in one scene at the very beginning, in the boardroom scene at the beginning. He's just like, my father would not be in this. They were
Oh, wow.
setting him up as like the big bad for the next one that never happened.
Got it.
So
Okay.
they can't get him. He's too big of a name. So they get Gillian Anderson. So we got Killian and Jillian. They're siblings, and her son is Evan Peters.
Is his name Million?
No, I can't even remember what his name is. So he's trying to do the bad guy stuff with it, and then you have Greta Lee, whose sister ran the company that Jeff Bridges created, that created the whole the grid, and that wants to use it for good, printing oranges and things like that. But we got to go through all this old data to try to find the permanence code, and she finds it. They're fighting. We got to get it. Okay, we're going to put her into our bad grid, the bad guy's computer system, and then we're going to like extract it out of her brain, and then we're going to kill her. But then Ares is like, oh, I want to be human. No. And so he helps her. And then there's big fights and all that. So it's like there's an interesting concept here. Like you print an orange tree and you eat it, and then it goes away after 29 minutes. Do those nutrients that you absorbed into your body, do they suddenly disappear? So if I like just ate nothing but oranges for that, I want to know more about the world. Like, what are they 3D printing about? These are like Jared Leto was like a flesh looking man with hair and everything. Is he plastic? Because when they 3D print it, it still has all those like the bracers that you have, and then that all breaks away. Like, is it like Soylent Green where it's made of people, so it's printing people? And like I want to know how it all works, but that really doesn't matter. But that's just me. That
It
I want
also seems like
answers.
one of those things where I imagine, okay, like now we have the ability to print oranges. This is great. This orange cost $10,000.
It's like everybody can now have a gun to print it, but if you want the permanence code, it's gonna cost money. Yeah.
Where it's just like, oh, well, I think it would have just been more effective to just plant orange trees.
Yeah, probably.
So,
But it's like she's doing it in like in a mountaintop. So it's like, oh, we need food now. Brrr, I printed a ham. Cool. Now I have ham in the middle of nowhere. So there's like some fun ideas, and the music is really good. I don't think it is as good as the Daft Punk music from Legacy. It's just you don't give a fuck about any of these characters. They're not all that interesting. Cameron Monaghan shows up. He's one of Ares' like foot soldiers and dies instantly. And like, oh, okay, he's gonna come back, right? No, it's just like, what is with Tron movies and just popping up these random characters? Like all in all, I'd say it's like a C. It's fine. It's perfect. Like it's beautiful. Those
yeah, I was gonna
effects
say
are sharp.
yeah.
They are really nice looking. And I bet in an IMAX 3D, especially when all those orange lasers start going out, I bet it looked great.
I think the trailer makes this movie look pretty awesome.
Yeah. It does look very nice.
Like, is the action scattered throughout the movie? Like, is the pacing okay, or is it kind of like there's one scene in the beginning and then there's just basically the big scene at the end?
No, you got action paced through. Yeah,
Okay.
It's I'd say there's 4 major action sequences.
So you were never bored when it was throughout?
No.
It's just like, I just don't care
But
what's really
towards
happening.
the end, it was just like, let's wrap this up. Okay, yes, Jared Leto's now has the permanence code, and he's a real boy. And he's, instead of red piping on his outfit, he's got white piping. Oh, he's like Jesus. And he rides off on a motorcycle like, I'm going to go see what rain feels like. And then there's a picture of him he pulls up a picture of, what's his name? The blonde from Legacy and Olivia Wilde. He's like, there was one before me who was able to escape the grid, and how's she doing? I guess we'll see. So there's tease of like interconnecting and
Bringing back Olivia Wilde and Garrett Hunlin.
Which they should have. They should have just done it anyways. I don't care if they're like, because one of the things was like, ooh, they were in their 20s before, so now they're in their late 30s. Okay, let's not do that. Let's hire a guy in his 50s. It's like, come on. So all in all, it's fine, but this is not going to set the world afire, and we won't get another sequel, I don't think. I say it's time to be done with Tron.
Yeah, I feel like this one's going to lose them a bunch of money.
Yeah, because it is just style. Like, it's that light cycle with a beam of light coming at the end. That's cool as fuck, but that's not enough to hold a whole movie. And Tron's not even in this one. Everyone says the world is Tron. Tron's a dude. Tron is a guy in the first movie, and he's a little part of the next one. He's not even in in this one.
Hmm.
Anyhow.
Anywho, we gotta stop saying anywho and anyway.
Oh shit! Fuck.
Cut. All right, so. Oh yeah, so that was Tron Ares.
Yeah.
I saw Good Fortune, Aziz Ansari's, written by Aziz Ansari, who's been like missing for quite a bit.
Yeah.
I think he's been doing some stand up over the past few years. He like
Yeah.
got married.
Yeah. You know where he's been doing his stand up?
We're not going to go here, Ben. But
What
anyway.
a terrible time to be like a fucking traitor. You know, when you have a new movie coming out, not a good look. Regardless.
So when I saw that he was coming out with a new movie, I was like, oh, that's kind of exciting. I miss Aziz. Like, I loved him on Parks and Rec. I think Master of None, the first 2 seasons, is some of the best television made, period. I really love that show. And I've always just found him funny and has enjoyed his work, even as like small roles, the kiosk guy in Observe and Report. He has like 1 or 2 scenes. I love those 2 scenes. Really, really funny. The first time I saw him was like Human Giant Stuff, like their sketch group, which was really funny. So anyway, just been a fan. And I saw him live once, which was pretty good. But this movie, I thought like there's no way this is going to like fail. I mean, it might fail financially, but like the movie's going to work. And it mostly does. It's fine. It really bummed me out because it's funny, but not like, it's not joke. It never made me like laugh like heavily or a lot. It's just more like light chuckling here and there. Aziz is playing Aziz. Seth Rogen is playing Seth Rogen. Keanu's playing Keanu.
But kind of like Ted Keanu, right? More than say Constantine. He's like goofy, little doofusy.
Yeah. He's a dumb angel.
Okay.
And
this is no John Wick. He may look like John Wick.
Yeah. So for anyone who doesn't know, Aziz plays like a door dasher and like he takes odd jobs here and there. Like, oh, you need me to reorganize your closet in your house? Here's $20 here. So, and he's just trying to scrape by and survive in Los Angeles. And he's just like constantly broke and just doing all these odd jobs to just try and make ends meet. And Seth Rogen is essentially a tech bro who has like a ton of money, and they kind of like he gets an assistant job with him, and then eventually Seth Rogen fires him, and then an angel helps them like switch lives. So now Aziz is living Seth Rogen's rich guy life, and now Seth Rogen has to live as a poor door dasher essentially.
Can I pause you?
Yep.
In the world, once they do the swap, does everybody think Aziz has always done this job and Seth Rogen has always done this? Or is there like, wow, Seth Rogen lost all his money and now he has to go do this?
No, they switch lives. So like at one point Aziz is going through Seth Rogen's home and sees these pictures of Seth Rogen, like let's say with celebrities or like on this beach.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they switch lives, Aziz is in all those pictures.
Okay.
Like he's had all those experiences.
Okay.
Now he doesn't remember doing them.
Mm-hmm.
Like Aziz, when they switch, knows who he is and knows there's an angel who he talks to.
And Seth Rogen as well.
And well, no, Seth Rogen thinks he's always lived his life.
Oh.
But until Keanu's like, well, Aziz is realizing that his life is like all of his problems have been solved by money.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to like get Seth Rogen in here to try and like, basically gives Seth Rogen his memories back, and now they have to like try and agree to like switch.
Okay.
But yeah, it's fun. And then you also have Keke Palmer, who's like the love interest to Aziz's character, and she's like trying to start a union at Home Depot. It's not actually Home Depot, but a Home Depot like company, and so she's failing, and she's kind of like struggling too, and she likes him for him, but doesn't like him with money and stuff like that. Like, I see you up here and you seem cool, but all this just seems disingenuous, and like there's real struggles down here. And it's like, will they switch back, and will they both learn their lessons of like, taking, like being nice to people below you, and like money also doesn't solve all your problems. Mm-hmm. It's fine.
And then I'm assuming Gabriel's his name's Gabriel, right?
Yeah, Keanu plays Gabriel the angel.
Yeah.
Not like the
Archangel
Gabriel, like not the
End of days of Gabriel.
Yeah, just happens to be an angel named Gabriel.
Okay, kind of a weird choice if he isn't gonna like do like, or maybe he was that, and now he has taken some pegs, steps down, and he has to learn a lesson before he could get his flaming sword again.
So one thing I always enjoy is interpretations of heaven and hell, and it's also like kind of a cliche where it's like we can only think in our own like terms of how would heaven function. Well, it's this.
It's an office building.
It's an office,
and
so,
everyone's got a file.
Yeah. So Sandra Oh is in charge of, I guess, like the Los Angeles division of these angels, and all these angels have different jobs. Like this angel's in charge of like inspiration. This with a specialization in like jazz or whatever.
Okay.
And this angel is in charge of you know, dreams, or like they all have kind of like big jobs. And then Keanu's job is just like stopping people from texting and driving. Like it's just like low rung angel stuff. And the smaller your wings are, the less important you are. Like you need to like do bigger things to get promoted to like bigger wings, I guess.
Okay.
So like that stuff's kind of fun and like kind of silly, but also like why would heaven and angels function this way? It seems so dumb.
And like, so they've always done this, or did they change with the times? You know,
I guess
was it before it was all scrolls and squires and stuff, and they're like, oh, the computer's invented, cool, now heaven has computers? Or have they always been that way and we just caught up to heaven? And also, God is omnipotent, he doesn't need people doing this.
Yeah, it's you don't question.
Yeah, that's yada yada
Yeah,
stuff.
they
That's
don't.
fine.
It's not like they're they do lore dumps. Keanu's like, well, this reminds me of the time back when this, and he's never explaining anything of like the upstairs.
Okay. Do we see heaven at all?
No.
Okay.
But
he was dressed like Constantine, with that leather jacket, or not leather jacket, but that trench coat thing.
Duster,
he just kind of looks like Constantine.
Yeah, I like the John Wick films. They're a ton of fun.
Yeah.
I have never really liked Keanu Reeves as an actor. As a human being, seems like the nicest fucking guy. Yeah. Like, I would love to be friends with Keanu Reeves. Yeah. And this is not me like going, he's a bad actor or shitting on him or anything. It's just his performances has never like said anything to me where it's like, man, Keanu's kind of great.
Yeah.
Other than his like physical performances in the John Wick movies, which is a separate thing.
Which even he has like terrible line deliveries in every John Wick movie. And like, you can't even point to his like biggest franchises like, well, you don't like Keanu's acting? Well, look at this. Like, no, he's bad in everything. Yeah. He makes great movies. The Matrix and Devil's Apprentice. What is that?
The Devil's Advocate.
Advocate. Like tons of stuff that he is great in, but are great.
Yeah.
But he is just never like, I think his best performance is Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Sure, yeah.
Think of all of his characters, and like that is so not like any of his other characters. He's gotten so dour and gruff.
And it seems like the character he's most like.
Yeah.
But not as stupid.
Yeah, no, he's not stupid, but just like having a good time.
Yeah, like a real chill dude.
Yeah. And he's never a bad guy. I can only think of one movie where he's a bad guy, and it's like The Watcher, where he's like a serial killer. I think he would like kill people. It's not a very good movie, but can you think of any other time where Keanu Reeves is the bad guy?
I mean, you could argue that the Baba Yaga is a bad guy who just
but he's our protagonist.
Yeah, but he's just killing other bad guys.
That's a good guy thing. Killing bad guys is a good guy thing. But like him being a shitty... The Gift. He's in Sam Raimi's The Gift with Cate Blanchett and Katie Holmes. He's like a shitty boyfriend to Katie Holmes. Yeah.
Well, anyway, regardless. So Keanu, he's got some fun stuff. It's, kind of this fish out of water because he does mention that he's like thousands of years old or whatever. But you would think that would sort of give him some sort of understanding of like human beings, because every day he's working with them to make sure that they're not crashing their car.
Because doesn't he have to learn to eat human food?
Yeah, he's never tasted food before. He's like being an angel like takes things away from you. So now he becomes human at one point. As kind of like a punishment for not doing his texting and driving job and like trying to...
Sandra Oh does this to him?
Yes, yeah. Because he wants to move up and he needs to do that by like saving a human soul. And so that's what he's trying to do with his ease. But then he's getting a job as like a dishwasher to, a Korean restaurant and stuff, and he starts smoking, and smoking seems to be like the only thing he enjoys. And
I feel you, brother.
Yeah. So yeah, there's some fine stuff in here. I appreciate the commentary of like the haves and the have-nots, and like money is really nice to have, but also like just treat people better. Like, what if we all like took care of each other versus just like trying to scheme everything from each other? Uh, it just doesn't reinvent the wheel, and I just expected more from Aziz because, like I said, the things that he's made previously I've really enjoyed, but they are just all playing the characters we've seen these three actors play over and over and
Yeah.
over again, which like it's fine. I don't dislike those character styles. It's just if you have all these guys in this movie, I needed it to be funnier, and it just didn't quite land for me. So I'm gonna give this a C plus. It's completely unoffensive. You won't, I don't think, watch this and go like this sucks or I didn't enjoy this at all. It's just fine. It seems like honestly this could have been not like a Black Mirror thing because it's not like
Okay.
as dour, but
Sure.
this was an hour long episode of like here's a fun idea. It didn't need to be a full movie,
Okay.
because I think you could have like really cut it down. But Aziz, a real dad, shows up again playing his real dad.
Okay.
So, that's always fun to see him, like
Yeah.
giving his dad some roles. That's all I got on that one. So, Good Fortune is a meh.
Okay. Well, I would say if you like that idea of heaven and people coming down to earth and helping people, watch Miracle Workers. Season one's Daniel Radcliffe, and like Steve Buscemi, Geraldine Viswanathan, people you've seen before in stuff. And it's very much that, oh, we kind of run things like there's a department
Yeah.
for every sort of little thing, of like department of ants, and it's a sub department of insects, it's just sub department of animals, and and Steve Buscemi is God and he's a fucking moron. uh Great show. It's on TBS. I think it's only streaming on like the TBS app.
Yeah.
Whoever pays for the
I think it
TBS app.
lends itself to comedy because it's like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, we're doing a workplace comedy in heaven or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Like, that's how you break it down. But it's just so weird to me that, oh, I spend my time on Earth working a job I hate, and I finally make it to heaven, and now I'm doing an office job for the next
Yeah.
2,000 years or
Uh-huh.
whatever. Like, what the fuck are we doing here,
Uh-huh.
folks?
I
Uh,
I want heaven to be like the good place,
yeah, 100%.
where it's
Good
like,
Place is
oh,
the best depiction of
I
heaven.
want ice cream, boom, it's here. I want to sleep with celebrities, boom, I can do that. And then when I want to not exist ever, I can do that too.
Yeah, once I've done everything I could possibly want to do, then
Yep.
yeah.
Cool. Well, let's get to
Watch
our
The Good Place, guys. It's a good show.
yeah. So our recommendations for Good Fortune is Good Place and Miracle Workers. So let's get to our true main topic. Sorry for lying at the beginning, but we're going to talk about Peacemaker season 2. We did not get to talk about it week to week, just like we didn't talk about Alien Earth week to week. But that's because we are bad at podcasting and keeping a schedule. So in season 2, we're following up after Superman, following up after Creature Commandos. Peacemaker is, trying to find his place within the group because he's in love with Harcourt, but she doesn't reciprocate. He finds an opportunity to live out his dreams in another world, where his brother and his father are still alive. But he's a big dumb idiot and doesn't realize that there are worse things going on in that world. And then on his tail, we have Rick Flag Sr., who's trying to get revenge for his fallen son who died in the Suicide Squad. All in all, I think this was a pretty good season.
Mhm.
I enjoyed this a lot. I think every episode needed to be a bit longer.
Okay.
I think we needed to shift some of the later stuff earlier so we could explore some of the things. Like, if by episode 4 we get the other world reveal and we got to spend an episode of them going from door to door and finding all these crazy worlds, that would have been a fun thing to do. But it's so like backloaded. It takes so long to get there. And all that stuff is good. I really like all the relationships that they have. But it's like by the time we get to spoilers, Nazi world or Earth X, Planet X, I can't remember what they say, like we're in and out instantly.
Yeah.
And spending some time, we don't get to see Nazi Harcourt or Nazi Economos. Like that would have been really fun to see.
I mean, you see Harcourt, it's just you don't.
We don't see her be a Nazi.
Yeah, we don't see her being a Nazi.
And not everyone is maybe, toe tapping, boot stepping, or whatever the phrase is, but like what is it like to grow up in this world? And do we have a Superman? The kaiju that Superman killed in the movie is killed by the, what do they call themselves? Something trio?
The Justice Gang.
No, 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 no.
Oh,
Peacemaker and his brother
oh,
and
the 11th Street Kids.
no, Peacemaker, his brother and dad.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of yourself. They're
Like
yeah, I don't
the
remember.
the tremendous trio, something like
Yeah,
that.
I
It's
forget.
like they kill that kaiju. So like, are there no super people in this? Did eugenics that Nazis love so much, were they able to kind of like breed it out of people? Like, it would have been fun to stay. And I know I'm talking, I'm not giving you a chance,
No.
but it was brought up like it's kind of a cop out that we used the Nazi world because we don't really explore it. Chris is there and has to deal with all these really terrible things, and he's like so oblivious to
Mhm.
everything that's going on. And then our big major thing of, is he going to come back, is, does Harcourt love him, or she at least have feelings for him, and that will be justification to go back home, and if she doesn't, he'll stay. And we have a really great scene of them like hashing it out,
Mhm.
but they don't get to decide that answer. The world gives us an
Mhm.
excuse, an easy out.
Yeah.
So they don't have to, like, what's the point of having all this conversation if we're going to hop out of there anyways?
Yeah.
And it feels kind of like cheap and lazy with the writing. And I feel the same with Rick Flag. You go back to Creature Commandos, he doesn't want to work with these monsters, but he does. You watch Superman, he's not anti-Superman, he's anti-Lex Luthor. And then he has such a switch in this, even though his son has been dead for a bit, that, like, yeah, he wants to get rid of Peacemaker, but he wants to get rid of all superhero people.
Mhm.
I don't see it, because he like, when they're gonna trap him, like, at the park, they
Yeah.
set him up and they're like, take the shot, kill him. Okay, do you actually want him dead? Well, now we have him in custody. Now I get to beat the shit out of him. Oh, now we got to release him. Ah, but that's all part of the plan, because now he thinks I'm reckless. Like, really? Is this actually part of your? You were about to murder him a while ago, and so I think he is not written very well. I think his
Um,
motivations are really weak, or
yeah.
not. I don't want to say weak, because yes, killing the guy who killed your son is strong, but how it plays out is not structured very well.
Sure.
You talk.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy this show for the most part. I think you're more into it than I am. Because I mean, I feel like I liked season one, but if you ask me to like tell you everything that happened in season, I really don't remember. Like I know there was an alien invasion thing, and
Yeah,
they
the
like and they
butterflies.
saved the world.
Yep.
And then, but I agree with pretty much absolutely everything you're saying.
Mm.
I think it's so weird to have him go on this arc and go into this Nazi world for 7 episodes, and then in the eighth episode go like, here's all this stuff jammed into this hour-long episode of going between worlds and him like basically wishing he was dead to being put in this prison. And it's just like, okay, it all just felt so rushed at the end, where it feels like, no, I think we should have like it should have ended in Nazi world
Yeah.
by getting out. Like it, Nazi world should have been the season.
Yes.
And then now that we have these like other, like the season ends with them going through another door or whatever, it's like, okay, so we know that
Yep.
season three is them exploring these worlds, and
Mm-hmm.
like you can still have Chris in prison or whatever, but that's just like the tag end of the thing. It's like, oh, I finally escape my, the Nazi world. I'm free of that. Oh darn it. Like I'm in jail now.
Yeah.
Are my friends going to be able to bail me out again, or
Mm-hmm.
do I deserve to be here? Whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Turn it into Sliders, where every episode you're in a new dimension. It should have been the 11th Street Gang doing a Sliders.
because like I think even though I'm so tired of like Nazi stuff at this point, because
Sure.
I feel like it's in everything,
Mhm.
and rightfully so. It's
If you need a bad guy,
if you need a
they're
bad
great
guy,
go-to.
they're the best bad guy, or I don't know.
Yeah, they're the best at being the bad guys.
Yeah. It's a well,
They're the worst humans, but the best at being bad guys.
yeah. It just seems like it's so obvious that Nazis are bad. It doesn't appear to be that's true anymore
Yeah.
today.
I mean, it's still true, but
Oh yes, but
the population's idea of what that is. Yeah, they don't like the word.
yeah.
But the idea, just like Stormfront said, they believe in all the same things. They just don't like being called a Nazi.
So back to Nazi. I think part of me is like, I'm glad that we didn't see, because there at one point when you finally there's the big reveal that it's Nazi world, and Adebayo is like walking down the street, and Chris's brother gets out. It's like, one got out, and they all just chase her. Yeah. So it's like we knew that was going to happen, but we never saw like what happened to everyone else. Like, yeah,
they're in camps, work camps, but
it's implied that they're in some sort of camp or prison or whatever they're doing, but like, is this just like an America thing? Is it the whole world thing?
Yeah.
Like,
are they in prisons, or are they in like shitty neighborhoods where they get to still like have relationships and procreate and everything, but they're trapped behind, they're in like Arkham City?
Yeah. It's like, I didn't need to see the oppression of other people, but at the same time, it's like, well, you introduced me to this world.
Yeah.
I want to know how this world works.
Yes.
And then you have like the big emotional twist in the season was you find out that like Chris's dad in this world, like, yeah, he has to live and work in a Nazi world, but he doesn't necessarily like agree with everything. And it's like, oh wow, like you thought he was going to be the Nazi because in season 1 he was a big fucking Nazi.
Like, that's the only point of putting us in the Nazi world is, hey, I'm either Chris's dad is going to flourish and be king, or we're going to do the flip side and he's not a Nazi. Okay, that's cool. Let's explore it. No, you don't get to.
As soon as, you get that reveal, it's like, oh, you can do some really interesting stuff here. Nope, dad's dead.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, well now, you have the brother, and what, like,
come and get him.
Does he have to kill his brother again and stuff? It's like, well, his brother's no,
he survives.
He survives, yeah. And it's like, but so are we going to see him again? It's just like, that's brushed aside. It's not even like really talked about in the finale.
Is he going to go through the door and then happen to find the same place that Chris is actually at, and then they're fighting on this planet, but then they have to work together if they're going to abandon it? Is it going to be something like that, or are we just done with that character?
Yeah, it just feels like you could have really explored more ideas, had Chris, like, I think John Cena's really good in the show.
I think the whole cast is really good, but he really proved he's not just a big dude who is, likes to dance around in his underwear. He's a good actor.
Yeah. Because, I mean, I think, like, Batista's been the one who's been getting like the
better movies.
He's doing the Dune and the Knives Out movies and stuff.
The Blade
Runner.
But he's had a couple, like his last 4 movies have been kind of stinky.
He's made some bad stuff. Where John Cena's kind of going like, oh, I'm going to do more of the comedy camp.
Yeah.
And this show is still like 10,000% comedy.
Yeah. But
it allows him to work some acting chops, and he's really good.
He's really good.
And Danielle Brooks is also really, really good in the show. The Freddie Stroma, whatever. Vigilante. Also super fucking fun. Like, everyone is just really, really good.
He doesn't have a lot to do in the first half of the season.
Yeah.
And then we get some of the better stuff. Like, him playing off of himself was some of the best vigilante stuff this season. I don't want to sidetrack, but before I forget. So this whole season, he's been like, I know everything about stingrays. I know everything about koalas. I know, but he doesn't know shit. He's just wrong about everything that he knows. So in one of the very last scenes, we have him and Tim Meadows' character Flurry. Now they're working together. And as soon as they were on screen, I was like, wow, this is perfect. These two are going to work off with each other, because he's such a dick. He's going to just like kind of abuse Vigilante and his dumbness. And then they're talking about spiders. Why are they not talking about birds? He has bird blindness. And so then now Vigilante can tell him.
Because I'm sure he doesn't want to ever talk about birds because he's so like.
Maybe, but it's like, what's the point of the bird blindness? Because the whole eagly thing and the hunter, it was like done in 2 episodes. Okay, he's the great eagle or whatever. In the grand scheme of things, that doesn't matter. So his whole bird blindness, yeah, you could work that, but it pays off at the end you have Vigilante going like, oh, did you know birds lay 17 eggs every single time? And he'd be like, holy shit, is that true? Like, he is so blind to birds. And like, he would see eagly and go like, holy shit, it's that duck from earlier. And he's like, that's not a duck, that's an eagle. And then just start spouting out incorrect eagle facts. And then so they would be a really fun partnership where they can kind of both fuck with each other, but Vigilante's not really doing it on purpose. He just thinks he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
And Flurry would fuck with Vigilante because he knows how dumb he is. It just seems like the perfect setup. If they were talking about, raw ore or shipping lanes or something like that, it's like, fine, whatever. But they were specifically talking about animals, and you set up the bird stuff.
Yeah.
It just seemed like a missed opportunity.
I mean, I think for me, I know you loved it all, and I think it does. It does lead to some solid jokes, but I think some of like the bird blindness thing, I think is so silly. Like Michael Rooker coming in to be the bird hunter who just dies in an episode and a half or whatever. Like that's fucking silly. Uh, there's just a lot of stuff. I'm like, what are we doing here? Like, I understand why these jokes more or less work, but it just feels like we're in a cartoon world where the show is like trying to be somewhat based in a reality that's also in the reality of
comic book
Superman
reality.
and
I mean, they even talk about like, hey, there's magic in the world. We know this. So it's like it's not our world. So it is crazier. So I think something like bird blindness, that's fine.
Like, I'm not saying it doesn't work. It's just for me, I didn't love it. But yeah, this show is perfectly fine, and we've been down the Marvel road and like years of world building and cross referencing each other, and you need to see this to make this make sense, and these people are going to pop in here at some point, so we got to like set this thing up, but we're not really sure where it's going to go yet, so we got to wait till this goes. And I'm not putting too much stock into any sort of DC thing from the get-go in terms of like,
once we get Lanterns and Supergirl and Clayface, I think we'll have a better idea of what we're doing. But this is like, we just saw Iron Man and the TV show, about, like, let's say it was like we had Iron Man 1 and then there was a TV show about Deadpool. And then you go, well, clearly they're going for the Infinity War. And like, well, you don't know what they're doing. You're so early on this. So like, it's too early to say like, well, this season sucks a whole lot of ass because it doesn't do A, B, and C, and it leaves us on a cliffhanger. We don't know if we're getting a part 3. Well, let's see how the rest of the world comes out, because it's not like this is James Gunn's baby. Like, Kevin Feige never directed anything. He doesn't write anything.
Yeah.
He's just kind of a little bit of a puppet master. And for anything to get greenlit, it all has to go through James Gunn. So, like, I say, trust the man, trust his process. We'll get back to these. And in 10 years, after Peacemaker season 6 is done, we'll look back and go like, oh, there was a reason for all this.
A couple weeks ago, he was on a podcast and I listened to talk, and just like in the span of a year, he wrote like 3,000 pages.
Yeah, Superman, Creature Commandos, and
Peacemaker, just all in, just cranking them out. And like, the man has immense talent.
Yeah.
Whether you like his stuff or think some of this stuff is weaker than his old stuff or whatever, like Guardians is his greatest thing, whatever it is. But like, all of it's not bad. And the fact that he gets to make it all is very cool. And, running a studio, but also directing and also writing. I'm very impressed by this man, and just have nothing but respect for him. That being said, so far, in terms of the DCU of all the stuff he's done, I haven't seen Creature Commandos. I know you said it's really good.
I think you would like it.
I'm sure I would. But so far I haven't seen anything where I'm like, man, I can't wait to see what's next. It's just like, that was solid. Maybe I'll probably see what's next. I wish there was something I could be excited for.
Sure.
I feel like it's easy to get excited for whatever the fuck Batman Brave and the Bold's gonna be.
Yeah.
Because even like bad Batman is still like kind of good Batman.
I'd take Batman and Robin over no Batman at all.
Yeah.
You know?
So, but everything shouldn't just like rely on Batman shit.
Sure, yeah. And it shouldn't rely on like, and Marvel was bad at this of like, oh, we're done with that, but here's a tease of the next thing. And after a while, that kind of became the reason to see the thing, is to see what the next thing was going to be. What's the post-credit? What's the teaser? And with this, we get some of that, but it's not like, oh, cool. Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow is coming out next. That will finally pay off what happened in Peacemaker season 2. Well, it may not pay off for years, because apparently,
I don't want anything to pay off. I think. I
Hmm.
think
It
I
should just
want.
be its
I
own.
think it should be its own thing. It's like Peacemaker showing up in the Superman movie, totally fine.
Yeah,
It's like it's saying this world exists and these characters exist in this world, and it's like it could be a fun little reference or whatever. But like him being on the screen saying like I don't like Superman
hmm,
has no effect on that show or this
sure.
movie other than going like, huh, look
Yeah.
at that.
And that's a weird cameo because like he comes off as quite a dick.
Mhm.
And if he was like alternate version Peacemaker, I could get it, but I would think our Peacemaker wouldn't hate Superman so much, but after rewatching season 1, like he just shits on every superhero
Yeah,
pretty much the whole time. It just feels like he's grown, and between 1 and 2, he wouldn't go on TV and talk shit, especially since like he couldn't even get in the Justice Gang in that episode, in like the first episode. So it just feels weird. Like, why was he on TV in the first place?
yeah.
Who was contacting him for a quote?
I would love it. I think if just every villain actually likes Superman, like
Hmm.
yeah, he's ruined my plan or whatever, but like I get it. He's a real
Yeah.
cool guy. Like the only person who actually hates Superman is
Is
Lex. Everyone's just like, I might not agree with Superman's
yeah,
methods or whatever, but like he's doing good stuff.
yeah,
Like if we're gonna have a superhero, that's the fucking
yeah.
guy to
It's
have.
one thing if it's Doomsday, it's Mongol, it's Brainiac.
Yeah, yeah.
They're not gonna think much of him. But if it's Captain Cold, it's
Hmm.
like, yeah, sometimes he stopped my bank robbery, but look at that hair,
Yeah.
beautiful man.
Or like I would love it to go into the Clayface TV show, and Clayface is like, yeah, Batman's a real piece of shit. Whatever, blah blah blah. Have you seen Superman? That guy's fucking cool. Like
Yep.
that's a hero, not this
Hmm.
caped guy who's beating the crap out of minorities or whatever, poor people. It's just, but anyway. So yeah, Peacemaker season 2, I'd say is a, weaker season than season 1, but
Yes.
does I think more interesting things. It, it's fine.
Yeah.
I really don't have a lot to say about the show. It's like I don't want to pick it apart too much.
Hmm.
It's like it does work and it did entertain me, but structurally, I think there's some things that's like, well, is it really that good of a show?
Hmm.
Probably not. But is there anything else like it on TV right now? I don't. I mean, there's a bunch of superhero shows, but
Hmm.
there's not, you know, uh, a hard R superhero show other than The Boys. And I guess you could say Invincible as well.
It's so weird when you say a hard R and you're not talking about the hard R.
So an R-rated thing.
Yeah, a hard R superheroes. I was like, nobody wants that.
Yeah. But there's The Boys, but that's like I think a much, even though that is also like comical, that's a really dark
Hmm.
show that is, also doing Nazi stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. A lot of superhero Nazi stuff, and I just
Yeah.
fuck Nazis in the real world. Fuck Nazis in the fake world. I'm so fucking tired of Nazis. Why do you people still fucking exist? I hate it.
I'd say like I like James Gunn's writing, but sometimes it's reliant on previous stuff. And I think I said it before, like Peacemaker season 1, parasitic aliens that take over your body. Well, we just had the Suicide Squad, Starro with a parasitic alien that takes over people's bodies. In Peacemaker season 2, we have alternate dimensions that are like gateways to pocket dimensions and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Something that we did in Superman not too long ago. It just feels kind of samey at times.
Sure.
So hopefully we can move past that because James Gunn isn't going to write everything. So hopefully seeing what the Lantern show and Supergirl, well, he is writing Supergirl, but Clayface and the things to come.
But he didn't write Clayface, did he?
No, that's Mike Flanagan.
Oh,
Mike
okay.
Flanagan wrote it, not directing it though. But yeah, I'll be interested in seeing that. Final thing, something I want to see if we got a season 3 in 2 years. I like Adebayo and Judo Master. I like their little moment of talking. I would like them to stay friends and being like, oh, we're the only queer people of color in this group.
Mhm.
I mean, besides Fleury and Sasha Bordeaux. Like I wasn't thinking of them when I had
Yeah.
this, like, but I'd like them to be buddies. I think that was fun. But I really don't care about Judo Master. They could have killed him off. I hate his costume. He looks like a Ninja Turtle Power Ranger.
Yeah.
He's ugly. I hate that suit, especially that helmet. But what I think would be really fun is you take Sasha Bordeaux and team her up with Economos.
Mm.
And like, I want them in a relationship that they're trying to keep secret, and that he's like really good in bed. And everybody thinks he's like, you know, a schlubby dude or whatever. And you would have like, he does some tech thing for her and like, wow, you're really good at this. You have, you know, such amazing skills, you know, amongst other things. And then like people would like look at them and go, are they fucking? And like, oh no, he knows how to ballroom dance and he's teaching me.
Mm.
Or, and like, no, I'm talking about this lasagna he made. And she brings out her lunch. It's like, it's all these like kind of, misdirections. And then it does turn out like, oh no, we are sleeping together. And he's, you know, so much better than Rick Flag. And then you have this doofus, and like Rick Flag would just be pissed off that he lost his girl to, you know, Diebeard or whatever he was called in the first season. But that's what I want. And I don't want Peacemaker and Harcourt to be like dating. I want them to just be like, hey, we really enjoy each other's company. If every once in a while we kiss each other, okay, so be it. But we just need to be work people. Oh, one other thing.
Okay.
The whole checkmate thing. That's a thing from the comics. And it's a Amanda Waller thing. It's like, it's a shady operation. It's not a good guy thing. And you even mentioned it as we were watching the final episode. You don't work out of a building, say, we're the spy agency. You work out of a giant pet store. So then, like, yeah, she doesn't have to. I get why they wouldn't do that. She doesn't want to put her wife in danger or anything. But it just seems like if you need a front, you use the pet store.
Yeah.
And
because it's not like they're like, oh, well, this is the only place we can afford. Because that would be another thing of just like, oh, shit. Got back my throat. Like Adebayo is just like, oh, I just scrounged up enough money or whatever.
I mean, they got Vigilante's money.
No, I know. I'm saying like, normally you would probably go like, oh, well, you know, we're in this shitty office building. They walk in, there's like holes in the wall, there's trash on the floor or whatever. You see like a cat chasing after a rat or whatever, and they go like, it's a beginning, you know. And it's like, you know, she's putting her, you know, family photo of them all on her desk or whatever, and that's where the season ends, because like there's hope for the future. But it's like, no, we have infinite money thanks to Vigilante, so we have this big ass building. It's like all of our problems are solved.
You could play it off as like, even whether you do shitty building or really nice building, they go like, hey, do we really need something this nice? Like, there's something about the location, and you pull out and they're on the 11th Street. Something as simple as that, you know. And then the name Checkmate, that's a comic thing. So that's for nerds.
Okay.
For normal people, like, why would they call it that? If that was like...
I didn't know that was from the comics. I know nothing of really Peacemaker or Vigilante or anything.
So because people like you don't know what that is, like, why would they call it that? So you got to set that up. If that was something like Flurry said after every little thing, like he kicks down a door and... checkmate, and like, that's not how you use that. Or someone is playing chess throughout, like, instead of them playing Scrabble,
I was just about to say that
they're playing...
why wouldn't they have just played chess?
But it's like, it's funnier because you could just say Scrabble. You need to set that up, and checkmate is just nothing in this world. And that is just one of those, fans, this one's for you, but it doesn't work story-wise. Okay, we done?
Yeah, we're done.
Okay. What's next week? What's next week?
You know what? I looked this up earlier.
Yeah. Oh, I think it's Shelby Oaks.
It is Shelby Oaks.
Shelby Oaks. And probably something else, but who cares? We're watching
there's
Shelby
some other
Oaks.
stuff, but Shelby Oaks is
that's going to be the main thing.
I want to see the most.
Cool. All right. Well, if you want to get in contact with us, we are at WRPLpodcast@gmail.com. We're on Instagram, TikTok, Threads, and Blue Sky. As always, I'm Ben.
And I'm Steve.
And keep consuming.